Good evening. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhun Dash. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISO certified international educational and training institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seeker from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organization. Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate profession generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product. It's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivational letter, and wall knowledge platform for can knowledge and upgrade all day. Kids learning game, website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainer, speaker and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kind of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,601 webinars successfully. Wow. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,601 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website, www.edoigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our services. So create your account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy all the features. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace Slido. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time oriented because after the session, we will not provide you any certificate code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, then you can download your certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, you can download your certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organized combined support with IGP, you can download that also. You can instantly prepare and download 18 types of instant certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of a global professional membership, certificate of global influencer during the pandemic, certificate of active knowledge seeker, certificate of social activities during the pandemic, certificate of achievement IGP knowledge seeking campaign 2020, certificate of achievement IGP knowledge seeking campaign 2021, certificate of achievement IGP knowledge seeking campaign 2022, certificate of participation webinar series 1, authentic assessment in teaching learning, certificate of participation webinar series 2, teaching English as a foreign language and assessment, certificate of participation webinar series 3, digital classroom and engagement tools, certificate of participation webinar series 4, the new trend in education, certificate of participation webinar series 5, upskill organizational leadership and managerial skills, certificate of participation webinar series 6, trend and innovation in mathematics education, certificate of participation webinar series 7, research comprehension approach, certificate of participation webinar series 8, art in teaching a special program in the art, certificate of participation webinar series 9, 21st century tool in teaching mathematics, certificate of IGP corporate ambassador, certificate of IGP campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000+ international level quiz with verified e-certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our 50+ premium services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promised previously, but lack of technical issue, we are late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous credentials. We solved all issues from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check our dashboard for all webinar details. It's a cordial request to check all button and pages on our website. Surely I can say you will be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our services. This is a very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. This is a very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, the stage is yours. You can start your presentation now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome, ma'am.
Once again, thank you to our able moderator. So, before we start, let's have a little taste of our topic for this evening. You can use the chat box if you wish to answer this question. So, what comes first on your mind when you hear about stress at work? You may use the chat box. All right. So while waiting for your response, so probably others are thinking about an unhappy employee having difficulty performing his or her duties and functions, or an employee who is always sick and complaining a lot at work. Yes, we have here response from Tabazum and Izines, also from Mom Agnes, Deadline, and from Facebook user, yeah, very anonymous, heavy load and multitasking. Also from Tabasum, pressure. Yes, Isaiah, uncomfortable employee. All right. So all your responses are correct. Yes, you have point there. So from your responses, we will go deeper so that we can understand work stress and would able to manage at the end those stress and pressure that we feel at work. So we will learn more about that as we go along. So brace yourself for the next 3 hours as we explore managing stress work. So from this learning we can that you may derive, it is applicable to various workplace in private companies, big or small, international or local, or even in school if you're a teacher, or in universities. This topic is applicable to everyone who are employed. So, moving on. Once again, good evening to all the participants monitoring in this 3-hour webinar. We have our participants in various platforms such as in StreamYards, Facebook, and YouTube. And I would like also to welcome all of you here in this Managing Work Stress webinar. I will be your speaker for this evening, and I am Dr. Chinky L. Joso. I am affiliated with the Department of Education, Philippines, Regional Office 6, and I am an Education Program Supervisor in Quality Assurance Division. Before we start our webinar proper, I would like to extend my gratitude to the team of IGP for giving me another opportunity to have this intellectual sharing with you. So this is my third time in this year, and I'm happy to share information and to discuss things with you. Yeah. So same goes to my superiors. I want to thank them also. They are my mentors in this profession. Our first is our Department Secretary, Honorable Sara Duterte Carpio. Also goes to my Regional Director, Dr. Ramiro Buetico. My Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Victor G. De Gracia Jr. My Chief Supervisor in Quad, Dr. Jude Tadeos I. Elidan. And also goes to my husband, Lysander, and my children, Lance and Kate, and to the whole family for the support and encouragement, and above all to our Creator for keeping us safe. So, wherever you are, let's be grateful to our Creator and pray frequently for our safety, for blessings and wisdom. So let's begin learning. So here on screen, we have here the objectives of this webinar. So at the end of this webinar, participants will understand, appreciate, and apply the following. So we have here meaning of work-related stress, causes of stress at workplace, signs of stress at work, stress management, importance of stress management at work, coping with work stress, handling personal issues at work smartly, and ways to relax at work. All right, those are our objectives for this webinar. And I guess we are all ready and we are excited to unravel facts essential to bust stress at work. So, moving on. So, what is work-related stress? Again, you may use the chat box if you have something to add. But a while ago, you have mentioned that it is pressure, right? It is an uncomfortable employee. Yes, those are correct. Correct idea, correct assumption about work stress. So here, we will look deeper about work stress or stress. Work-related stress is the response people may have when presented with work demands and pressures that are not matched to their knowledge and abilities and which challenge their ability to cope. So it happens when the demand, yes, the demand of the work is not equal to the capacity of the persons handling the work. It is felt worse when employees feel they have little support from supervisors and colleagues, as well as little control over work process. Work-related stress is challenging if it is also combined with emotional and physical response to the job demands and work-related pressures. When a person is in a job related situation that isn't consistent with their capabilities, knowledge, or needs, they experience work stress. The same can be true for situations in which a person does not have access to the resources they need in order to do their job. So it's simply that you feel stress when your skill does not match to the demand. Also, it is coupled when the resources is not enough and you don't have access to the resources. So that's stressful thing. All right, moving on. So you mentioned a while ago it's a pressure. Yes, pressure at workplace is unavoidable due to the demands. Anyway, pressure keeps us alive. But too much pressure, yes, it will go down to stress. Pressure perceived as acceptable by an individual may even keep workers alert, motivated, able to work and learn, depending on the available resources and personal characteristics. So it depends. There are people that they love pressure because they feel motivated. There are people who does not like pressure because they feel they are drained. However, when that pressure becomes excessive and unmanageable, it leads to stress. Stress can damage employees' health and also, of course, the performance. Not only the performance of the employee, but the performance of the business. So, here, work related stress can be caused by poor organization. This is the way we design the job and the work system and the way we manage them. So, it depends there, meaning we have control over it. We can design job that is not stressful, or we can do our job that is not stressful. Another thing is by poor work design. For example, you have lack of control over the work process. So if you don't have control over it and you just need to follow and you cannot cope up, your ability does not match, then that's stress. Another thing is poor management, which is unsatisfactory working condition, and also lack of support from colleagues and supervisors. So when you are with your colleagues and you do not converse with each other, you don't consult with each other, you do not talk on how to improve the process, that is poor management. And that will lead to stress. So moving on, we have here the causes of stress. As you can see, we have here enumerated the causes. Long hours. So first there is the long hours of work. When you are working over long hours, that's stressful. Uh, you'll get tired, and of course, you need to sleep to regain your energy, especially if the overtime is not paid. Of course, that will lead to stressful feeling, which is we cannot stay longer at that kind of situation. Another thing is heavy workload. Yes, one of you mentioned a while ago a heavy workload. This is correct because we are just human and we just need a workload which is suited on our capability, suited on the skill that we have, on the education that we acquired. So too much of that, yes, that will lead to burnout and employees will get sick. Another here is changes within the organization. So we cannot stop changes within the organization, like the change of management. Well, sometimes it's stressful if the management does not fit with your liking or there is a change in the management which is different from what you are practicing. And of course, you need to respond on such change. Another thing is tight deadlines. Yes, it was mentioned also by one of our participants a while ago. Tight deadlines. Anyway, deadlines are deadly. Yes, because we need to meet the deadlines, otherwise, it will be a failure for the organization. Next is changes to duties. Here, if we are already satisfied with our functions, or we have been practicing this for years and we are already comfortable with it, and there is a sudden change, then that's another adjustment for us. And sometimes adjusting is very difficult, especially if we are not open for change or ready for adjustment. Another here is job security. Okay. Job security tells that you are secured with your job. You cannot be fired anytime, like you are a permanent employee, not just a provisionary employee or uh, temporary. So, if you are secured with your job, also with the benefits and the salaries that you are receiving, that would lead to less stress. Otherwise, it is stressful if you are thinking that probably if you did not perform well and you will get fired. Another is lack of autonomy, boring work. Yeah. Yes, there is a boring work. It is applicable to those employees who seek for excitement at work. They want constant change or adventure. These vary from employee to employee. There are also employees who just wanted routine, but there are employees who wanted um, excitement or a change of activities from time to time. Okay, moving on. We have here the insufficient skills for the job. Yes, we've been talking about this a while ago. That stress happens when your skill or your capability does not match to the job. So if your skill is insufficient, so what you should do? Of course, you should acquire training, hone your skills. Because if it is insufficient, it will lead to stress. Another here is over supervision. Over supervision happens when your supervisor is always there watching behind you, uh, monitoring you from time to time, checking your work, or sometimes speaking at you or correcting you from time to time. So that leads to stress, as if they are not confident with your performance. As if they do not trust you at all. So to those who are supervising, over supervision uh, will causes stress to employees. So we should minimize supervision, especially to those employees who are skillful already, who are trustworthy, who are capable. They don't need too much supervision. Another here is lack of proper resources. Of course, when you are lack of resources and you need to improvise, you're the one to buy, then that's stressful, especially if you are in school and the school has not don't have rather sufficient resources or even materials to be used in teaching, and the teacher is buying for those materials, then too much of that really led to stress. So for the employer, of course, we should provide proper or sufficient resources for our employees. Another here is crisis incidents. These are incidents that may happen in your workplace. For example, someone died or met an accident while operating a certain machine. Of course, there would be fear on the part of the employees to proceed or to use such certain machine or the same machine because probably it will malfunction also. Or, for example, there are employees who died because of too much stress. They get a heart attack or whatever. Then, of course, for the other employees, they may think that maybe I will get sick also and unfortunately died because of the too much stress that I am encountering at work. So those things causes the stress at work. Moving on, we have another listing of the stress here that are the causes of stress at work. Inadequate working environment. Another is harassment. Uh, Harassment is a heavy term. We do not really, or probably, no? Probably it's happened to various workplace, but this intend a bigger responsibility for the employer if the employee is being harassed by 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 their superior or by their coworker, whether it is a harassment professionally or personally, emotionally, sexually, so whatsoever. This will lead to stress. Yes. So this is something to be uh, watch out. Another here is discrimination. So discrimination is not really an equal to harassment, but it is uh, look like also a harassment because you are being discriminated by, let's say, your race, your gender, your looks, yes, and those things really uh, feel makes you feel that you are not welcome to the workplace and you feel stressed about everything. Yes, this is a very sad thing that is happening in the workplace. But of course, we cannot deny this because this is happening. Not to every workplace or not to every job that you have, but yes, it happened. Another here is few promotional opportunities. So as employees, we wanted to be the best among the rest. Yes, right. Because so we tend to acquire more trainings, enhance our skills to fit for the job, not only the for the current job that we have, but for the job that we are eyeing for. We want, of course, promotions. We want to improve the status of our position. So this is stressful if there is few promotional opportunities, not just because there is no available position, but the opportunities itself. Because sometimes they are they do not want that certain higher position to be filled up. So the opportunities is being hidden or being hampered. No one is being encouraged to yes apply for a higher position which is available in our company or in our school. So here we have a comment from or addition, a comment from Sir Tushi. Uh, he said that another discrimination is the skin tone. Yes, yes, the color of our skin. Yes, despite that we are the same race, we have different colors. So there are people that doesn't like the dark color or black color, and they want fairer skin, and they don't like to mingle with other colors. Yes, it happens everywhere, not just only in let's say in Bangladesh or in India or in the Philippines, but most in Asian countries. Anyway, moving on. So here we will talk about the signs. We already learned the causes of stress, or what are the things that makes us stressful. So those are the things that we had enumerated a while ago, and why it is being there. It's bugging us at work. So we have here the symptoms of work-related stress. First is the physical. These signs or symptoms of work-related stress can be physical. Another is it could be psychological and behavioral. So first we will talk about the physical symptoms. See here we have fatigue. Yes, that's too much tired. Sometimes we heard, what happened to him? Why he died? Oh, he died with over fatigue. Yes, that's too much. Uh, tired at work. No? Another here is muscular tension. So this will be the physical symptoms that you have stress, or you are experiencing stress already. Sometimes we do not know, or we do not mind it. We disregard the symptoms, like because it's just simple one. Fatigue is a common thing. I'm always tired. So we think that that's just normal. No, it's not normal. If you feel fatigue, because that's what I've said, you are overly tired working. That's physical condition. Another thing is headaches. If you have headaches over certain activity in your workplace, which is new to you, then you are experiencing work stress. Another here is heart palpitations. Who among you experiencing the the physical symptoms that I had enumerated? Did your heart palpitate than usual? Or maybe because you drink too much coffee just to stay awake and alert while working? Or this is just your coping mechanism, drinking too much caffeine? Or another here is sleeping difficulties, such as insomnia. Who among you has an insomnia, or you cannot sleep well at night because you are still thinking of the unfinished uh, paperworks in your office or in school? Another thing is gastrointestinal upsets, such as diarrhea or constipation. Sometimes when we are very stressed, or activities are very thrilling, we I tend to have constipation or diarrhea. Yes, that's a stress manifestation of stress. You have no amoeba, but then you are getting a diarrhea. Yes, that's your physical reaction about of stress. There is dermatological disorders. How among you are having pimples or breakouts because of your work at the office or in school? So we have here another comment from Miss Agnes, becoming overweight or underweight. Yes, correct. Yes. Sometimes you overeat at work. You do not know that your sugar level is already reaching the borderline or above borderline. All right, so moving on to another signs to watch out. We have here the psychological. So when we are stressed, we experience discomfort in physical thing and also psychological. So watch out for that. There are changes in your physical, in your body, in your feeling, and also psychological. So what are these psychological symptoms to watch out? All right, we have here depression. Yes, this is a heavy thing. We tend to disregard depression, but we do not know that this is a serious thing because from depression there comes after the suicide. Yes, people has developed suicidal tendencies because of too much depression. So watch out for that. Don't give in right away or give in too much because you will be depressed. Anxiety. So what's anxiety? These are you became you worry too much. Yes. This is worrying a lot over something. Sometimes you do not know what are you exactly worrying about. Is it just about the work or other things? Or is it about financial problem or family problem or work problem? Yes. Sometimes we do not already know what is exactly the source of our anxiety. So that could be from the stress that we experience at work. So that's why we need to address those stress related problem that we have so that the other aspects of our life will not be affected. Sometimes we are mad when we reach home. We shout our children because they are the home is topsy-turvy, they are noisy, but we do not know if is it really the reason. Later on, we just discover it's from our work. So watch out for these signs. We have here irritability. Yes, we are getting irritable. Uh, then pessimism. Pessimism is we think negative in many things. We lost our positive thinking already. So that's stress, especially if you are always being scolded by your superior or if you are in school by your principal, then you think that I did not do any good things already. So you think always negative. Another is the feelings of being overwhelmed and unable to cope. So sometimes here we think there's a lot of problem. How will I able to deal all of this? Then the activity or the job or the task that was given to me yesterday, I did not yet finish all of those. And here, another thing, another task to be done. The deadline is tomorrow, and that's it. We are overwhelmed with the work or the task given to us, and we are not capable to cope with it. We're not capable to finish on time. Another thing is the cognitive difficulties such as reduced of ability to concentrate or make decisions. So these things are serious. Yes, these are serious. To those who have a high tolerance with stress or with the enumerated symptoms, which is on the psychological aspect, you think that this is just light, that no, this is serious. And you need to address this right away so that the other aspect of your life will not be affected. Otherwise, yes, they will be all affected and it will probably, no, we do not want that thing to happen. Your family life or your relationship with your husband or your children will be affected because of the psychological symptoms that you are experiencing due to the work stress that you have, which is you think that it is just normal or simple or just basic. All right, moving on to the next signs to watch out. We have here the behavioral symptoms. So, what are these? So, this is already the manifestation of what you what you are experiencing on your physical symptoms or on your psychological symptoms. So we have here increase in sick days or absenteeism. So when the employee is already or they are always absent or always on sick leave, they became unmotivated to go to work. So that's already the manifestation of stress. They don't want to go to work anymore. They don't like to wake up early and to prepare for work. Yes, because they are tired. They don't have the feeling that they are motivated. They don't have the desire to continue. Another here is aggression. Aggression that they are aggressive, not aggressive to finish all the tasks, but they are get easily angry when you ask them questions or correct their way or their process. They get mad. They easily get angry because on their mind they are not happy anymore. I hope that you do not experience such, but if you've seen some of your coworkers experiencing such or manifesting such behavior, yes, probably they are already stressed and they need help or even someone to talk to or an advice from you. Another here is the diminished creativity and initiative. Of course, how could you be creative and be initiative if you do not have the desire anymore? Because you are already pessimistic, because you already lost your interest to work. Another here is a drop in work performance. These are things which is already manifesting to those who doesn't like their job anymore. They did not perform well because they are not motivated. So another here is problems with interpersonal relationship. There goes, as what we are discussing a while ago, your relationship with your family, your children, your husband, your co-workers. Yes, you get problem because you are not already happy because you are stressed with everything at work. So these things, this should not be left in the corner. We should address stress right away. We should not underestimate the feeling, the symptoms that we have, or with your coworkers. Because anyway, this topic is not just directly to those who are participating in this webinar, but for all of us to watch out for the signs and to help our coworkers so that we can stop the problems that may occur in the future. It is one way of helping them and also helping ourselves. Another here is mood swing and irritability. I have seen comments a while ago with the change of moods. Yes, you're right. And also the lower tolerance of frustrations and impatience. These are also tantamount to the aggression that we have discussed, that the persons experiencing stress, they have already low tolerance for frustration. They think that frustration is eating them, consuming them, that they lost their motivation, that frustration makes you better because when you are frustrated, you will do your best, acquire more skills to perfect the process or to achieve more in the future. But here, because of the pessimism, they have lower tolerance of frustrations and they get impatient. They get angry all the time. Another there is disinterest and isolation. So if you're a coworker, you've seen them that they are isolating themselves from the group, try to talk to them. Ask them if they have problems or if you can help them on their day-to-day activity. Or if this happened to you, then of course you should address. So these are important symptoms which you need to list and watch out, because maybe this will happen to you, this will happen to your husband because he or your wife, he or she is experiencing stress at work, to your children, to any of your family members. All right, moving on. So one of our participants a while ago was asking about how to manage your stress. So we are here in managing your stress. We have we have already discussed the causes of stress and the symptoms to watch out. So now we need to know what are the steps next, which is of course to manage your stress. We don't want to be ended dead in performing of our task or in the hospital or in mental hospital, because we work, to live, not to live for work. Correct? So, here we have. Anyway, workplace stress is highly personal. Remember that. It is highly personal. Anyway, everything is personal. Sometimes we hear separate personal things from professional things. But how? How can you separate yourself if the one performing professionally is you yourself? So, everything is personal. Even if it's professional aspect, it is still personal because you discharge your functions based on your personality, which is just coupled by your knowledge and skills. So, here are some people thrive in fast-paced jobs. For example, nurses and doctors in emergency room, police officers, firefighters, and air traffic controllers. These are stressful jobs where making a mistake can put people's life at risk. The rest of us likely wouldn't last a day in such high pressured environments. But that doesn't mean our jobs are less stressful. So, depending on the job that you have, there are already a stressful job by nature. And there are less stressful job by nature. But that doesn't mean your job is stressful or less stressful. You will not experience stress because we are talking of different stress here. So every job has its own kind of stress. There could be short deadlines, endless paperwork, or occasional angry customers. Or there may be meetings that drag on for hours, putting everyone even more behind. All of this causes stress. Yes. And a while ago, we already enumerated the other sources of stress, which is very apparent to all the workplaces. So, in other words, it is not just the job that creates stress, it's also the way persons respond to the pressures and demands of each workplace that makes them stressed. So, remember, you are part of the stress. If you are stressed, you have a contribution there. So, not surprisingly, people respond to stress differently. It is simply because it depends on their personality and the culture of workplace. So, what now? Work stress can be positive or negative. Every job involves some level of stress, or it's important for everyone to know how to use stress management strategies. It is also important to be able to separate manageable day to day job related stress from work related situations that are negatively impacting your overall health and well being. So, the affected here is your health and also your overall well being, you as a whole. So, work related stress does not just disappear or when you head home. When stress persists, it can take a toll on your health. So, what to do now? Of course, you take steps to manage your stress. Here we have track your stressors. This is the first thing that you should do. if you want to manage your stress. Keep a journal for a week or two to identify which situation creates the most stress and how you respond to them. So have a journal. You list down the stressors and you list down your responses. Record your thoughts, your feelings, and information about the environment, and including the people and circumstances involved. Also, don't forget to list or to track the physical settings and how you reacted. Did you raise your voice with the stress stimulus? Or did you get a snack from the vending machine or from the nearby store? Did you go for a walk? Or take all those in your notes. You need to find the patterns among your stressors and your reactions to them. So a journal is handy. You may try 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, moving on to the next. Second is develop a healthy responses. So what to do here? Instead of attempting to fight stress with fast food or alcohol, do your best to make healthy choices when you feel the tension rise. So one of our participants a while ago she commented that overeating, yes, and that sometimes lead to overweight or underweight because your sugar is already high and you will get sick after a month or two. So instead of getting too much food or alcohol, sometimes we hit the bar after work because we are stressed at work. Why not try to exercise? Because exercise is a great stress buster. Yoga can be an excellent choice, but any form of physical activity is beneficial. Yes, whatever is comfortable with you. You may go yoga or you may go exercising in a gym or have a walk in the park, bring your dog or your phone, listen to the music while having a jog. Make sure to make time for hobbies and favorite activities. If you do not have yet favorite activities or hobbies, so this is the time that you acquire one. If your favorite activities are watching movies in your laptop or online game, maybe you can have a diversion of physical activities aside from spending too much time on screen. So you may have reading a novel. It will shift your focus. Also going to concerts, playing games with your family, not online games. Uh, the real one, yeah. Like you can play chess or you can play dodgeball or any games that your family is playing. So make sure to set aside time for the things that bring you pleasure. Yes, because there's always time for everything. Remember that. So divide your time. It is not everything about work. It is not you were you did not live for work. Getting enough good quality sleep is also important for effective stress management. May I ask you, what time do you sleep? Anybody, please type in. Usually your sleeping time. What time is it? Okay, while waiting, I will go back to your responses later. You need to build healthy sleep habits by limiting your caffeine intake, especially late in a day. So if it is already 5 o'clock, don't take caffeine. Also, minimize stimulating activities such as computer and television at night. So minimize screen time. So we have here from Mom Agnes, 10 p.m. From Sir Biljana, is it Sir Biljana? 10:30. Anyway, the perfect time for adult to sleep is 10 p.m. Do not sleep more than 10 p.m. So that your organs can rest and regenerate for the next day. Enjoy sleeping. Sometimes these are the things that adults missed, which the young or the youth, the children, they don't like to sleep. When they get adult, they wanted to sleep. But most of us adults, we are deprived of a good sleep because of the many responsibilities that we are already managing, be it your family responsibility or your responsibility at work. It's not easy to be adult. Yes, that's true. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of habits, uh, this is also best thing to insert in your activity is an exercise of at least 30 minutes a day. Who among you exercising 30 minutes a day? Uh, please comment or have a thumbs up if you are exercising at least 30 minutes a day. Because we believe that many of the adults are also guilty of this. We do not exercise much or we do not exercise every day. If there is just time, we can have exercise. So it is very practical to have a 30-minute a day exercise. This is for your good health. Try this for a year and you will see the difference. Another thing here is meditate. This is to reflect and relax your thoughts. You can try also crocheting for the girls or embroidery. This will shift your focus. Speaking of shifting focus, let's always remember that work is not everything. Family is everything. Allocate time for them, exclusively for them and the rest of the people you love and value. Remember, you exist for many things, not just for work. We work to live, not to live for work. All right, moving on. So we have here comments from Sir Isaiah. He exercised with his learners. Okay, that's good, sir. Another thing is this is the third what to do, establish boundaries. So in today's digital world, it's easy to feel pressure to be available 24 hours a day. Yes, we are available 24/7. Why? Because of our mobile phones. We are very accessible. And sometimes, even if it is nighttime or Saturday, Sunday, your rest day, work is still running behind you. They wanted to ask you to finish the job or the task that is being assigned to you right away. So at night, we're working for it because we need to meet the deadlines. So that's the dilemma of having a 24 hours availability. And that's true everywhere. So here, establish boundaries. Establish some work-life boundaries for yourself. That might mean making a rule not to check email from home in evening or not answering the phone during dinner. Although people have different preferences when it comes to how much they blend their work and home life, creating some clear boundaries between these realms can reduce the potential of work-life conflict, work-family conflict, work-spouse conflict, work-children conflict, and many conflicts that may arise, and of course, the stress that goes along with it. So we are just human, remember that. We have life after work. We should set boundaries. There is a time for work and there's a time for personal and for family. Moving on, take time to recharge. To avoid the negative effects of chronic stress burnout, we need the time to replenish and return to our pre stress level of functioning. This recovery process requires switching off from work by having periods of time when you are neither engaging in work related activities nor thinking about work. So there are employees that even they are in vacation, they are still working. Even they are in vacation, they are still thinking about work. So the question there, how you can recharge. So most of those things or those activities, when they return home, they are still tired. Not from the vacation, but still from work. That is why it is critical that you disconnect from time to time in a way that fits your need and preferences. So there, fits your need and preferences. So check your needs, check your preferences because it differ from one person to another. Your needs are different from my needs. So if you want a vacation, you need one, so go have a vacation. Take a rest. See the world. See the world does not always mean literal that you have to travel around the globe. Just appreciate the world. You can see the world on your own ways, and you have to discover such. You have to learn how you wanted to see the world so that you can appreciate it. Because probably your world is just around your workplace. But no, always remember there's always a world outside your workplace that They need, or it needs for you to see it, that it needs appreciation from you. When possible, take time off to relax and unwind so you can come back to your work feeling reinvigorated and ready to perform at your best. However, when you are not able to take time off, get a quick boost by turning off your smartphone and focusing your attention on non-work activities for a while. List what you want to do and do it one at a time. Make it a habit. So here, moving on to our fifth what to do, learn how to relax. Techniques such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, and mindfulness. This is a state in which you are actively observe present experiences and thoughts without judging them. It can help melt away your stress. So again, meditation, deep breathing exercises, and mindfulness. It will melt your stress away. Start by taking a few minutes each day to focus on simple activity like breathing, walking, or enjoying a meal. Speaking of enjoying a meal, when did the last time you enjoyed your meal? Are you just eating because you have to, or eating is an activity coupled by blessing? And we should enjoy this kind of activity. Do you feel that way or the first one? Anybody from the participants? When was the last time that you eat that this is a blessing? Or you just eat because you have to eat? Okay, while waiting for your responses, we will proceed. So, speaking of eating, as what I am saying, this is a blessing. And we should enjoy this because this is an activity where many people were deprived of. If we had able to visit poor countries, there are poor children who are lack of food. They wish to have food on their plate. They pray for that every day. And here we are. We have the capability. We can afford to buy food. And we just eat this because we have to. So next time you eat that it is a blessing. Because you are, yes, you are blessed. Enjoy the meal with your friends, with your family, not not to rush the chewing and the gulping of drinks. It is something to be savored. The skill of being able to focus purposely on a single activity without distraction will get stronger when practiced, and you will find that you can apply it into many different aspects of your life. We do not recommend multitasking here. When multitasking was discovered, we are very happy about it. We are excited about it because, yes, we can do many things at one time. We seem to be superheroes with superpowers, super abilities. But later on, we discovered that multitasking can boost the stress that we encounter at the workplace. So we do not recommend multitasking. So moving on, this is the last one on what to do. Talk to your superior. Employee health has been linked to productivity at work. Of course, employee are the one producing at work. We are in charge of the production. If we are not healthy, who will do the work? Who will produce? So your boss has an incentive to create work environment that promotes employee well-being. Start by having an open conversation with your superior or your manager. If you are a teacher, talk to your principal. The purpose of this isn't to lay out a list of complaints, but rather to come up with an effective plan for managing the stressors you've identified so you can perform at best on your job. Remember your journal, the one that you are listing, or the one that where you list all your all the stressors, your responses. You can present that to your superior. Start by having a friendly conversation with them. They will listen because this is for the improvement of the working environment. This is for the company. This is for the school and not for yourself alone. While some parts of the plan may be designed to help you improve your skills in areas such as time management, other elements may include identifying employer sponsored wellness resources so you can tap into, clarifying what's expected of you, getting necessary resources or support from colleagues, enriching your job to include more challenging or meaningful tasks, or making changes to your physical workspace to make it more comfortable and reduce strain. Anyway, most of the company has this kind of program. So with your journal, with your observation, you can tap these programs because they are all offering for programs for the well-being of their employees. It is good and encouraged that you maintain an open and honest communication with your superior. So moving on to our next topic. So we have here the importance of stress management at work. So we know already what to do. So we will learn this importance of stress management at work. While stress at work is common, so finding a low stress job is hard if it is not impossible. A more realistic approach is to adopt effective coping strategies to reduce stress. At of course, at your current job or at your job in the future. So we learned that stress is always there. This is how we manage it. This is how we respond on the stress because that is a constant factor because it is impossible to eliminate because a while ago we have already mentioned that even the nature of the job it can be stressful right away. So you can take steps to manage your work stress by sticking to a positive morning routine, getting clear on requirements at work, adopting smarter time management techniques and other strategies. So far, our discussion has been about the effects of stress work, but we'd like to turn the focus to the benefits of a low stress work environment. So we have here the advantage of stress management at work. So if we manage the work stress, we will have this strong company culture. This will be the fruit that we will harvest if we're able to manage stress at work. Employees have a major role in company's culture. Remember that. Healthier employees operating under manageable levels of stress will be happier and more positive, helping to maintain strong, healthy workplace cultures that conducive to creativity and productivity. So it revolves around us. We are the actors and actresses in our workplace. So we need to contribute. We need to take part. Another there is we have less sick days. Stress is one of the leading cause of absenteeism at workplace. Yes, we have discussed this a while ago. Not only will stress in the workplace result in less mental health days, but it will also reduce the amount of sick days taken by employees due to the weakened immune systems as a result of excessive stress. So when employees are always present, there are more production at work. Tasks can be done right away because there is someone working on it, not because he's on leave, because he's sick. So this is something that should should be looked forward by employers to lessen the stress in the workplace. Moving on, we have the employee retention and talent acquisition. Employees who aren't overly stressed are much more likely to stick around, and prospective employees are much more likely to work for employer that promotes low stress environment and takes the initiative to help keep their employees healthy. Of course, if you are happy at your workplace, you are not stressed, you less likely to resign or retire or find another job, right? Because you know that there is a support system. Remember, we do not eliminate stress because it is impossible. But this is how we manage, how the company or how your school manage a less stress workplace. And that's what we are always saying. We take part because we are the actor and actresses in our company. We do the job, we do the production. We make our company or our school a success or a failure. So our employer or our principal, they are there to support us. They are there to support the programs that we are planning to have, or they design programs for us so that we will be in a workplace that is less stressful. So moving on. Here is it shows you care. Actively working to reduce stress, to measure like stress management programs and policy shows that you care about your employees and their health and happiness. So in a company or in your workplace, this is it should be it should be a mutual relationship. The employee and the employer should understand each other, should provide the needs of each other, should show care because all of us are vital in the organization. No one is indispensable. Even you are holding the lowest position in the organization, you are still important and your function is vital. So, moving on, another importance is or advantage that we earned is the improved work quality. So, CAM employees are better equipped to communicate effectively with managers and their peers. They're also more likely to produce high quality work that meets the employer's expectation. Of course, if the scenario is that the workplace has an open communication with the superior or the manager or the school, with the principal, they talk with each other, they lay down their expectations and also the needs to accomplish an activity, the resources that being demanded by the employees. What do you expect? Of course, success. Improve work quality. You expect awards. You expect recognitions. So that is the fruit if the environment is less stress. Next is improve self-worth. Employees who can handle stress in the workplace are more likely to respect their peers, and they're more likely to feel valued and respected in return. This will improve self worth and encourage them to contribute to collaborative projects. So, if you have a improved self worth, you have an improved or enhanced self confidence. You tend to contribute your ideas, your skills to the organization. You wanted to participate because you know that you are valued, that you are important. So your self worth has been improved. And that is also a product of a less stress environment. So moving on, we have here the coping with work stress. So according to Harvard studies, there are ways to cope with stress. So all of us can benefit by learning skills to manage fear and anxiety on the job. Several skills taught in cognitive behavior. For example, we have here relaxation strategies. So what is relaxation strategy? This helps counter the physiological effects of the fight or flight response. For example, progressive muscle relaxation helps reduce muscle tension associated with anxiety. Remember on our topic a while ago, we have talked about tension and anxiety. So, what you should do with that is to have a relaxation exercise. To practice this skill, sit comfortably with your eyes closed. So, if you are feeling anxious or you're experiencing muscle tension, try to sit comfortably, close your eyes. So, working from your legs upward, systematically tense and relax each major muscles group. Hold the tension for 10 seconds. Release tension for 20 seconds. Each time you release muscle tension, think relax to yourself. This skill and many other relaxation strategies can help reduce symptoms of anxiety. So, breathe in, breathe out, relax, close your eyes, calm your thoughts. All right, moving on. Problem solving. It is an active coping strategy that involves teaching people to take specific steps when approaching a roadblock or challenge. These steps includes defining the problem, brainstorming potential solution, ranking the solutions, developing an action plan, and testing the solutions. Who among you here do the problem solving? Please type in the chat box. Do you do this with your colleagues or you do it alone? All right, we will proceed while waiting for our participants to interact. Another here is mindfulness. We've been using the words repeatedly because this is very important. One of the word here, of the words we've been using repeatedly, is mindfulness. How mindful you are. Mindfulness is the ability to pay attention to the present moment with curiosity, openness, and acceptance. Stress can be exa- exacerbated when we spend time ruminating about the past, worrying about the future, or engaging in self criticism. Mindfulness helps to train the brain to break these harmful habits. You can cultivate mindfulness skills through formal practice, like guided meditation, and informal exercise, like mindful walking. Or trying, you may try also mindful apps. There are many available mindful apps already. Or you can enroll in mindful classes. Mindfulness-based therapies are effective for reducing symptoms of depression and anxiety. See, so if you feel depressed and you are very anxious, try this mindfulness technique. So we have a response here from Agnes. Problem solving. Yes. She do it with the whole team. Yes, very good, Ma'am Agnes. That is being suggested that problem solving should be done with colleagues because you are exchanging ideas, right? You are exchanging solutions. You are gathering the solution from one colleagues and you choose the suggested solutions. Which one is the better? You could have plan A, plan B, and so on. So, how about here in mindfulness? We've been talking about yoga. Who among you doing yoga? While waiting for your response, we will proceed. I will read later if you have responses. So next is reappraising negative thoughts. So this is also the solution if we are getting pessimistic already because we are already succumbed with stress. So we become pessimistic. We think negatively. So reappraising negative thoughts. So chronic stress and worry can lead people to develop a mental filter in which they automatically interpret situations through a negative lens. Yes. If we are always being scolded, if our task is always wrong, we think that or we view the result of that is that we view things in negative lens. Our mental filter change into negative instead of positive. And everything that is being input after becomes negative. A person might jump to negative conclusions with little or no evidence. For example, he thinks that my boss thinks I am in, incompetent. That's already in his mind, even though that is not the real thing because he already thinks negative. The processing machine on the brain is already on negative mode. He also doubt their ability to cope with stressors. He will think that I'll be devastated if I don't get promoted. Those are the thinking that or the thoughts that are playing on their mind. So to reappraise negative thoughts, treat them as hypotheses instead of facts and consider other possibilities. Yes, when we say it's a hypothesis, it should be tested. It's not yet facts. It's not yet true. So that's how you reappraise negative thoughts. Regularly practicing this skill can help people reduce negative emotions in response to stressors. If negative thoughts comes to us or we think of it, we just can't simply deny it because if you deny, it will be just covered, still there. So accept that there is a negative thought. So what to do? Consider it as a hypothesis. Test it. If is it true? Is your boss really think you're incompetent? Or it's just on your mind? Maybe your boss is just pushing you or encouraging you the way he was encouraged also by his uh, previous superiors. So don't accept negative thoughts as facts right away. Test it. Consider it just a hypothesis. From there, you will reappraise your negative thoughts. The processing machine on your brain will turn to positive mode and no longer negative mode. So next we have the Relaxation technique. This is already under the topic of handling personal issues at workplace. So we have been talking that everything is personal. You remember that we mentioned a while ago. Yes, even it is professional matter, it is still personal. So according to the theme of career guide, there are ways on how to handle personal issues while at work. So we have here smart ways to handle personal issues because we cannot really disregard or put away the personal the personal aspect when you are at work or with dealing professional aspects. So, how you handle a personal situation determines how the issue affects your job performance. So, we have here some steps to keep personal issues from impacting your work. So, first on the list is learn healthy relaxation techniques. Relaxation techniques are an excellent way to manage stress and anger that might carry over in the workplace. Use relaxation methods to reduce stress to help ensure that personal issues do not impact your job. So, the first thing you should do is think before you respond. When personal and work related issues stress you, you may say something you may regret later. Take time to think through the subject before you comment or respond. Don't just respond right away. Take a deep breath. Think. Think before you speak. Yes, we are always being reminded with that phrase. Then, exercise. Physical activity can help reduce stress. So, this is the second time that I am telling you to exercise. You can do it with your learners, with your friends, with your family. I said it's good to exercise with colleagues or with partners. It could be a friendship goal that you exercise every day. For instance, when you feel frustration or anger rising, go for a jog, take a brisk walk, or do other simple exercise activities. One of the best exercise activities is breathing exercise. When you are already at the situation that you need to respond badly or need to respond angrily, you need to breath. Take a deep breath. You can count 5 times, breath 5 times. Then maybe you forget already what to respond and you will just smile. And it saves. Yeah. It saves your relationship, it saves your job. Many things will be saved if you will not respond angrily. Okay, we have here a comment from Sir Isaiah. Listen to understand and respond, but not to react. Yes, he's right. Because we have the thought that response is positive and react is negative. All right, moving on. Find the solutions rather than concentrating on what bothers you. work on finding a solution. For example, schedule meetings to fit your arrival time if home issues prevent you from getting to work on time. Another thing is not blaming people instead of blaming others when something goes wrong. Consider your responsibility. Remind yourself that some common problems can be solved from both parties, not adequately communicating their needs. Next is limit the information you share. Sharing too much information about your personal life may create conflict at work from personal related causes. Your manager, colleagues, and customers only know about the personal issues you share. Try to give only details about personal issues necessary for your colleagues or other professionals to know. Being able to get along with the people you work with can have several benefits both in and out of the workplace. One is the increase to your overall job satisfaction. If you look forward to see the people you work with each day, of course, you will go to work happier and feel more motivated. Next is adjust work plans as needed. If your issue has hugely affected you, rescheduling meeting and shifting deadlines maybe help you better cope at work. For example, taking a few days off may help you recover if a loved one passes away. Trying to push through as though nothing has happened may negatively impact your productivity rather than simply taking few personal days. So if you need to rest, take a rest. Don't push yourself. Next is set realistic goals. If your issue has sorry, you may not perform as well as usual when you're going through an emotional situation or personal stress. Failing to meet the goals you've set for yourself can increase your stress and the problem. So to avoid this, take few moments to reevaluate your goals and adjust them as needed. Creating realistic goals and meeting them may help you improve your mood and outlook. Have a SMART goals. These are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based goals. Also, short-term goals. So have a realistic goals. Next is be respectful. You are more likely to be impulsive and snap of colleagues when under stress. You can counterbalance this tendency by making an extra effort to be friendly, kind, and respectful. For example, sympathize when you realize your coworkers are unhappy and express appreciation when they do well. Respect is one of the most important traits in the workplace because it creates a positive work culture. Always remember that. Next is understand and accept. Be kind to yourself when dealing with personal issue. Do your best to understand how the situations affecting you so you can find ways to move forward proactively. Accepting that your emotions are valid can help you healthily process even if they are unpleasant. We cannot control if things go wrong. Even we tried our best to make it right. The faster you can move on is to accept and learn from it. Don't justify. or blame other people or situation. Remember, we cannot control how we react because we are only human. Sometimes we react, sometimes we respond. Another is inform your colleagues. Inform your manager and coworkers if your issue forces you to miss work. Take a leave or absence after communicating the reasons for the break. You can request the day off by calling or having an email. Don't leave without permission from your superior or inform your other employers or your co-employees who will be affected by your absence. This is not to jeopardize the daily operation. So this is also one way of showing respect. Another is to request help. When you can't focus at work, asking for help may be an option. Ask your manager for time off and explain why. Delegating duties without informing your colleagues will only raise concerns about your commitment to the job. Your coworkers may be more understanding and willing to help if they know what you're going through. In your professional life, you might find that you need to ask help, regardless of how much experience you have in your field. Asking for help at work can be challenging, but you can build your skills and develop stronger relationships with your coworkers when you do. And the last thing is understand your legal rights. Know what your legal rights are. So, some issues have protections in place by local or by federal government. It's important to learn what these are so you can advocate yourself with appropriate um, response. So, for example, if you're experiencing challenging in the workplace related to disability, there are local and national disability rights that might help you optimize your job performance. Employment law includes every aspect of the employer employee relationship: workplace safety, wages, pensions, and unemployment compensation. So, understanding them can help you gain insights into your rights as employee. So, read the law that protects you and know your right. Next is ways to relax at work. So, we have here listed an activity on how you can relax even you are inside your office or inside the school. Here, enjoy some fresh air. Another, aromatherapy. You can light a scented candle or you can use a diffuser. Meditate just 10 minutes before you start working or at your break. Listen to calming music. You can have a music in the background. Just a calming music, not a noisy one. Snacking. Yes, you can eat, but don't overeat. You will be overweight. And be mindful of your tension. Your tracker will be handy. Socialize with coworkers. During lunchtime, uh, talk with them. Have a healthy conversation. Or if you have a break, like in school, they have a break time or recess time, you can talk with them. Enjoy a little conversation. Do some stretches. Yes, if you are sitting the whole day, stretch. take a break and stand, walk, stretch. Yes, we have here a comment from Miss Agnes. Take a power nap. Yeah, during lunch break, if you have a 2-hour break, you can take a nap. Drink more water. Yes, you need to drink more water instead of caffeinated drinks like soft drinks or coffee. Coffee will just make you alert, but you should stay hydrated. Create your ideal work environment. Yes, if you are at your office, decorate your table. If it is allowed by your company, you can decorate the wall. You can put pictures of your family that inspires you. Yes, create your ideal workplace. Even your space is just small. Personalize it. So that's all for this webinar. I guess we have shared a lot, and you also shared your thoughts here in our chat box, and I appreciated your responses. Thank you very much. I guess we have a little bit over time. I hope it does not cost much. So for our references, we have here, these are also good sites that you can uh, visit. You can read their blogs. So we have Who Int Newsroom, Better Health, vicgov.au, APA.org, betterapp.com, belcoa.org. The other one, it's another thing is Health of Harvard, indeed.com, Love to Know, Very Well Minded. And for our pictures, we have Pixels. So before we end, I have here a reminder for us. Whatever you do, whoever you will become, don't forget to pray to our divine creator who will bust all the stress that we are encountering. So thank you very much. And I am so happy to be with you tonight. Till next time. I am your speaker, Dr. Chinky L. Joso, Education Program Supervisor.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question and answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question and answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Our first question is from Hipilito. How can organizations effectively create a work environment that promotes stress management and employee well-being while still maintaining high level of productivity and performance?
Okay, good evening once again. So, hello, Sir Hipolito Manaloto. So, the question was how can organizations effectively create a work environment that promotes stress management and employee well being while still maintaining high level of productivity and performance? Anyway, as we have been talking a while ago, having a less stress workplace is a mutual a mutual thing, or it is a collaborative effort of both the employees and employer. So from the journal that we suggested, that the employee is working on tracking the stressors, there they can present it to their employer, and out of that, let's say, tracker, they can create programs to address the stress that they are experiencing, because stress at the workplace is not uniform to all workplaces. It varies from one workplace to another. It depends to the kind of job and to the kind of stressor that the employee or the job has. So in terms of maintaining a high productivity and performance, uh, this is a rule in a way. This should be found on the agreement of the employees and employer, that these are the expected performance from them. So with this expectation from the employees, the offer also of the employer should be equal, that they have to provide an environment that is less stress environment. I did answer your question, Sir Hipolito Manaloto. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Ma'am, our next question is from Catherine. What is the one reason why workers stress at work?
Hello, Miss Catherine Manalo. um, on our discussion, we have listed all, or not, if it's not all, many reasons why workers are stressed at work. So one of those is that there is low or no promotional opportunities. There is harassment. They are not happy at the workplace. There are uh, there are somebody bullying them. There are no acceptance. There are lack of resources, many of those. So we can uh, go back on those list of stressors at work, and many more, I guess, if you would able to track the stressors that you have at the workplace. So I guess it's better to maintain a journal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Ma'am, our next question is from Ishaya. Is giving constructive feedback criticisms to good employees goods?
Hello, Sir Isaiah. Yes, giving constructive feedback or criticism to employees is good. Yes. Feedback or criticism, negative, positive, they are all good, because they are vital to the improvement of the performance of the employees. Feedback are the mirror of their actions at work. So whether it is good, it is bad, they must know so that they will adjust or they will continue the good performance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, there is no more questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new day. Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you very much. Good night,
Welcome,
everyone.
ma'am. Good night, ma'am. Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an webinar certification process, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the webinar certification process. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure you present on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, click mark as complete. Move to the next, which is a learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate if failed to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure you present on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1 as complete, move to the next, which is the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the course, download your certificate PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. For some technical problem, we cannot continue the quiz session from our website. To join the quiz session, you have to go www.slido.com and today quiz code is 2699127. I repeat the code 2699127. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 41 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is, which of the following is not effective in managing work stress? Option 1, improving time management skill. Option 2, permanently reducing workload. Option 2 is the right answer. 86% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our second question is, laptop and cell phone are become effective tools for managing work stress. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 2 is the right answer and 46% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Kingway is holding the first position. Our third question is, what according to you would be effective way to managing work stress? Option 1, well-planned shift. Option 2, not sharing your problem with your boss. Option 1 is the right answer. 90% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Kefir is holding the first position. Our fourth question is, what according to you would be effective ways to managing work stress? Option 1, hiding yourself from others. Option 2, flexibility in work timings. Option 2 is the right answer and 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Kefir is holding the first position. Our fifth question is, balancing study, work and life, managing stress. Option 1, enhancing personal performance. Option 2, well-being and self-care. Option 2 is the right answer and 73% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Evelyn is holding the first position. Why does managing stress is drugs not work. Option 1, get you addicted to cigarettes. Option 2, adds another problem, addictions. Option 2 is the right answer. 85% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Evelyn is holding the first position. Our next question is, what is the strategy for managing stress at work? Option 1, leaving work on time. Option 2, leaving colleagues to do most of the work. Option 1 is the right answer. 85% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Kingway is holding the first position. Our eighth question is, below are true about managing work-related stress, except option 1, change stress perception. Option 2, give self-support. Option 2 is the right answer. 35% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Evelyn is holding the first position. Our second last question of the session is, you can work on coping with the managing your stress. Option 1, true. Option 2, false. Option 2 is the 1 is the right answer. 90% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Evelyn is holding the first position. Our last and final question of the session is, can you cope with the stress and work on managing it? Option 1, true. Option 2, false. Option 1 is the right answer. 98% people are right here. So congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say, probability feed your skill, never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal, not a people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like button, I again want to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.